Hello everyone, today we are going to go over how to remove the power seat on a Clipper. Now, a manual seat on a Clipper and a power seat on a Packard are already covered in the service manual, so reference that for those. The manual seat on a Packard, as far as I'm aware, is basically the same as the power seat, except you ignore the power seat things like disconnecting a connector and this nut you have to unscrew, which I'll show that stuff here. But on a Clipper, it's quite difficult because the power seat on a Packard, any Packard seat, front seat, you can just pull the seat cushion up and then access this stuff, but not so on a Clipper. So it's a little more difficult. First thing you got to do, you got one of these on each side of the seat. So there's two screws right there, and there's one there, and there's one there. Got to unscrew all of those, and then power seat side, unscrew these two things. You got this, you can just pull that out, and then you got a connector here, so just unplug it from the connector. Set all that stuff aside. Obviously for the shroud thing, you have to do the same on the opposite side of the car also. Once you get those shrouds off, there's these bolts right here that are, these bolts right here, these are captive. As studs. Actually, look, this one looks kind of tweaked. Yeah, it's a little messed up now. Anyway, just unscrew those. Those use a nut and a split washer and a normal washer on those. Now the fun part is undoing the power seat setup. So in the manual, if you look at the Packard power seat one, it'll tell you to remove this bolt right there. I think it's a 7/16, but mine's so rusted that I can't even tell. Now, especially on a hardtop, you have the footrest back here. I think this is hardtops only that have this footrest, but maybe it's the sedans also. I kind of don't remember at this point. So, getting to that is often very difficult. So, there's another option, which is also very difficult, but maybe more doable. What you have to do, there's a roll pin here that needs to be removed. It's not fun. Giant roll pin. Put a punch on this side and just kind of punch it out. I had to use a couple different sizes of punch because you can't get this straight on. You have to kind of get at it at a slight angle, so you need actually a pretty thin punch once it's almost all the way through. And you're not done because on this side, there's also a roll pin, which you can drive out if you really want to. But this one, there's 4 Phillips screws that you can unscrew. This one, a lot of times, the bracket is in the way of unscrewing these Phillips screws. Though if you can do it, then do that. It's a lot easier than the roll pin, but a lot of times you have to push the roll pin out. This one you can undo with Phillips screws. Now just keep in mind you're opening up the rack there, so you probably shouldn't do this unless you are planning on doing a full service, cleaning out the dirt and re-greasing these things, because you don't want dirt to get in there, which is kind of ironic because the lead screw is completely covered with dirt. So maybe it doesn't matter that much. But, if I were doing it, I would be careful about that. So that's basically how you do it. You just lift it off. Once you have it off that, then you have to kind of push the seat forward to have the seat thing pop off of camera here. Pop off of this stud. Seat has to come forward a little bit. Then you also have to disconnect this spring, which is either not under tension or somehow already came off. I'm not sure, but I didn't have a problem with it. And then, yeah, that's how you remove the front seat. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, then before you do all this, there's a splash panel here, but that's kind of obvious. It comes off of 4 screws. There's also these things that kind of sit on here, but no big deal. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.